in-law niece. My niece, I done bought her. I was born in the same place I was, but they decided to move along. They traveled here. I had a homeboy, and another thing is about using the motherfuckers. Now I'm trying to. I want to get it trying.
They both was the same, but once the money been through, and you just scripted this shit.
They got some diamonds in them. I need them to expect you to pay the bills, take care of their family, help you watch their nieces and nephews. I'm cooking up. I cook up with this nigga.
We're not asking them we not saying them home. We had them money. But this or you do that. And so those are the
Y'all talking about me like a dog. Stop it! Y'all good?
For that. Because I'm talking about for me.
I take heed.
She might not even let them
Keep going. They don't ever stop. So just keep been pushing. Okay.
And like what you said, I think the sense of any kind of punishment, it should be kind of like, in a sense,
Be the result of it. Because I don't feel like violence. Everywhere I got messages saying, what's up with the show? One to where you still got kids writing essays. 472. Shout out to Chris, he came back there. And you go, okay. And she said, okay, he good. He
It's not money based. They don't need to have in.
right. So now the focus of
Regardless of the fact, if you have you don't know. You don't know fucking intentions.
Internet, what are people? Welcome. This is the Smartest Dumb People, and I'm the host, Anthony, that dude Johnson. And always to my left, my homeboy Quando Rondo. We got Jay Keys in the building.
What happened? What up with it?
Jay Keys, man, I couldn't wait to have you on, bro. You inspirational. Actually, you're a rapper. You're a musician. You got a podcast, bro. I said I gotta link up with this cat, man, because he's doing big things, and I wanted you to be involved with the Smartest Dumb People, man. So welcome to the show. We appreciate you, King.
Definitely
appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, not a problem at all, man. So first off, I want to start with let's get a little bit of a background of yourself, man. Where you come from?
Absolutely. So, born and raised Tampa, Florida. That's my home, you know what I mean? Moved here when I was, high school, you know what I mean? Came up. Long story short on that, man, I'm just a musician, man. Pops is a preacher. Mom's is a missionary, so I came up, playing the keys. So that's really my backstory, you know what I mean? Like, that's where I come from. I come from the church. So that's where my drive, determination, all that good stuff comes from. My connection with God and all that good.
Yeah. Well, I met you actually at my first comedy show. You performed, bro, and it was dope as fuck. I liked your music. Have you had any music push since?
Absolutely, man. I just dropped singles, man. So I just dropped a new joint called High. Nice little melodic joint that I just dropped, man. JAYKYS is available on all streaming platforms. Got another joint, Juice. I just like to drop singles every so often, man, because my main source of what I do, man, is music creation. I'm a producer by trade, you know what I mean? So myself, Flame Classic, Triune Beats. This is what we do. This is what we do on a consistent basis, whether it's for individuals, R&B artists, whether it's for movies or for commercials. This is what we do.
Wow.
We create opportunities for artists with artist development, different things like that. So it's all about building people up and giving people an opportunity to make something better, to create something different.
Make sure you like and share, motherfuckers. But anyway, back to you, bro. You said your father is a pastor?
Absolutely. He was a pastor. He passed Easter morning, 2019. It's a dope story that goes along with that, man. It has everything to do with being divine. And that's exactly what it ended up happening, bro. 3 days after he left the hospital, he died that morning, Easter morning. No, not at all. He just died. Congestive heart failure. But the story of how everything happened, man, it left me in such a beautiful place to where I turned my grief into drive. I turned my grief into something that can push me and hopefully give some inspiring words to other people to help them to get through. Because sometimes you don't ever get past it. Grief is grief. You'll never just get past it. But there are ways to work through it. There are ways to get through it. And so I hope that I can provide some opportunities when that, as far as that's concerned, as well. Just knowing what the legacy that Pops left. His legacy was to help people. Him being a preacher, it was always about give. Absolutely. And like my mama always says, she's like, you ain't got to be behind the pulpit to reach people. Your job is to reach people. It's to touch people in a way that'll help them realize who they are. And so I've coined myself really as the great motivator, bro. And I've really stepped into that. I've stepped into being the inspiration and to being the motivation to say, it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter what you've gone through. There's a way out. But you have to find the drive and the determination to do it yourself. You, yourself. People can say everything and anything to you, but until you decide that you want to do it yourself, you're going to continue to stay in the position that you've been, and you'll never dig about that grave.
Well, like you said, you did some time in the clink, and how long did you do?
I did 5.5 years, man.
And what was it for?
Unlawful discharge.
Okay. And when you got out, you spent 5 consecutive years in jail. And when you got out, what was the first thing you wanted to do?
Talk to my parole officer so I can hurry and get off 5.5 years of parole.
So you had to do. See, the system is literally made for you to fail.
It is if you decide to allow it to let you to fail. See, here's the thing, bro. I feel like at this point in my life, I've taken away a lot of the excuses. Okay? I went to prison. I did my time. I got out. I did what I had to do. I went on parole. I'm off parole. I'm taking care of business. Period. There's no trick to it. There was no gimmick. I didn't do anything special.
Parole is a little bit of a gimmick.
Man, no. Go to work. That's all she told me to do. Go to work. Don't smoke. Literally, go to work, don't smoke.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's two things.
Two things. Because that's all they ask you to do, bro. That's really all they ask you to do. Everything else is enough rope for you to hang yourself. So that's where the system is set up to fail. The system is set up to fail because it knows that niggas is going to be ignorant enough to hang themselves.
Yeah, but well, that's the point. You said it exactly. I'm glad you said it that way. That's exactly my point, because everybody are not as strong-willed as you.
Absolutely, I understand.
You can't expect like I like how you sound. I really do. I love it actually. But you have to understand there's people that don't have the same backing that you had, which means there's people fathered wasn't pastors that help people. There's people that had druggy families. There's people that don't like. The only way I can eat it tonight. The only way I can eat it tonight is going to go steal some chips out of fucking 7-Eleven, and I'm on parole, and I just did 3 years for vehicular homicide or some shit like that.
But there's always a way. My wife, she works at Heartland Ministries.
Okay.
If you were in that situation right now, you could literally go down there right now, tell them that you're in that situation, and they're going to give you a meal. They're going to give you a basket of food. They're going to give you all the stuff that you need because you asked and you are in need. Literally. So there are things that are put in place for us to be successful. But it is up to us to actually want it, to desire it. If there's no desire, and so here's the thing, this is why I understand why Antonio Brown said there's no such thing as racism in America. I know it's a dumb statement.
The dumbest shit I've
but
ever
I
heard.
understand what he means, because from his perspective, the opportunities, in spite of where he's come from, were still available. Because he decided to operate in what he knew his divine nature was. Play football. He said, I got over 100 contracts. He didn't talk about nothing else but 100
But you
contracts.
understand when you say niggas, because that's going to stick with me.
Absolutely.
When you say niggas, he didn't have many options. And we all know in our communities, right? In our communities, what do you do, Jay?
What do?
You rap, don't you?
I work.
But you rap, though, too.
Yeah.
All right, so in our communities, let me break down what options we have in our communities for this nigga to say that dumb shit that racism don't exist. Because I'm all about systemic racism and all that shit.
Right.
So first thing, where Antonio Brown was wrong at, just because I know where you're going with this and I love your energy, bro. You're a motivational speaker, obviously. And motivational speakers have this mentality, which I wanted to be a motivational speaker too. But the difference is, motivational speakers, they don't tone it down. They don't understand. They say no excuses, no excuses. And I get it, because you, like you said, you're creating this image in the world. But with Antonio Brown, when you speak of him and what you said that he did, you still have to understand that we only have, as black people, we only have 2 or 3 options coming out of our neighborhoods. It's either sell drugs, play basketball, play football, or rap. He didn't say, Antonio Brown is not a banker saying there is no such thing as racism. This is a nigga that was a slave on the field for years, running and catching the football for white people. So I didn't like the Antonio Brown reference, because I wanted to talk about that, and I'm mad I didn't say the clip, because we could have definitely talked. I just got the clip, and I might find it and put. Matter of fact, I'm gonna find it and put it up, because I'm trying to explain to you, like, we don't need people like Antonio Brown leading any type of movement.
Oh no! He's not here to lead. I think that's the point. I don't believe he's here to lead. I believe he's just here to offer a different view, a different option. He's here to show that, but just like myself, there is another option. There will always be. I hear you say, for a kid coming out together, I hear you, there's only basketball, there's only that, but that's not true. That is so not true. There's so many people. There's so many more people. There are so many more people that are taking that and they're pushing that aside. Nowadays, I believe. I wish I had a statistic, and I don't, so I can't speak on that. But I would say, from the feeling that I get, from the viewpoints that I get, from what I see, people are being more assertive on that part.
Well, now we have cell phones, we have computers, we have the internet, we have shit like that. So you definitely have more options now. But what I'm trying to explain to you, when you're coming from a impoverished community, what's the first fucking thing you do in the morning? Do you go eat? Do you go to work? Because there's no jobs available. No, you go outside with your friends and you got your basketball and you dribble your basketball. Y'all play Killer Man. As kids. I'm saying, like, what I was speaking on the Antonio Brown situation, bro, is like, that's not true. Racism is real. It starts in impoverished communities. And what he did was he set us back a couple hundred years from that comment, because everybody is looking at him like he's somebody that can lead the march or lead the movement, but he can't. He couldn't even fucking fulfill his contract. And we're now taking this man quotes and giving him some fucking type of ammunition to give white people even more ammunition, which is that's not the case. The only point I'm trying to make, bro, is the Antonio Brown situation is fucked up, and I like what you say, Keys, because I know you'll be a great motivational speaker for sure, because I see some of your quotes on TikTok and on your actual page, and I thought they was dope. Sure. But like I said, with motivational speakers, they sometimes tend to think that there is no excuses. But I'm the first to tell you that I had every excuse to be a fucking homeless man. I've had every excuse to be a gang member, which I was. I had every excuse to be a drug dealer, which I was. I've had every excuse to do everything society told me I was going to do. The only difference was I didn't get caught. I didn't get caught to get on parole, bro. You know what I'm saying? But now I know how to change my life, because now I'm in control of my life. But as a child, I was not.
So because you beat the statistic, you still end up being everything that I'm saying. You found a way.
No, I sold drugs.
You still did it. No. You did it. You didn't get caught. I mean, what you said was I didn't get caught. Okay, that is the excuse that keeps everyone out of prison, right? Until you get to a point when you say, I don't want to get caught anymore, is when you stop doing the bullshit. See, when you say to yourself, I'm not going to get caught, or I haven't gotten caught. See, we all have this little scary thing that happens every once in a while. Like, oh shit, I ain't about to sell drugs no more. Shit, I remember that time I got caught up and shit. It takes a situation to put us in.
But again, it takes somebody like you. You got caught. Sometimes, regardless of whatever situation it was, you got caught. So what I do is I look at somebody like your story and say, wow, I don't need to carry a firearm on me and discharge at any time, and like whatever the situation may be. Absolutely. I'm saying, like, what you have to understand is I was dealt the same hands a lot of young black males are dealt on a day-to-day basis, and my motivation and what my purpose is to explain, like, I did those things. I just didn't get caught. Thank God I didn't. But I'm telling you that I still was. Me and Rick talked about it, because he said the same thing. Rick Ross, when he was on the show, he said, you are definitely a product of your environment. And when you say, or not you, when Antonio Brown say racism don't exist and all that shit, he's basically saying, like, there's nobody holding us back. Yes, bro, we can't even find a fucking...
There's definitely, I don't believe in that Antonio Brown.
Yeah,
but that racism definitely exists. There's motherfucking, there's lines and boundaries. You can't, motherfucker will look at you and look down on you on. It's weird. It's weird.
I like what Keith said, man, but it's not true, because our kids, not our kids, because my kids didn't have the same. My kids didn't have the same lanes I had when I was a child, because I made sure me and their mother. Shout out to my kids' mom for Happy Mother's Day.
Hey, happy Mother's Day to my wife. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful women out there. And I'm just being honest with you. Me and my kids' mom made sure that our kids wasn't in the impoverished communities, man. Listen, I tell people the story all the time. We was on Section 8. I had a job, she had a job, and we wanted to get married. You know how many black families right now that's living together that won't get married because Section 8 will take their Section 8 away? So what the decision me and my wife made at the time was, we said, all right, we want to get married, but this is racism, bro. I'm trying to explain to you how racism works. So, and it keeps us in that community. It keeps us in that community. It keeps us unmarried. It keeps us not as a whole family. And we're still in a impoverished community that don't got a lot of jobs available, that don't got a lot of options for the kids, like YMCAs and boys clubs and boys and girls clubs, a lot of things that can dictate your future. So what I'm saying is that when you get to a certain level in life, you can change those things, but not everybody has those options that you speak of. Because Like, come on, let's be honest, bro. Your dad was a pastor. You did 5 years in the clique.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? And I know Pop raised a good man from just conversation.
You feel me?
But that's what I'm saying.
Everybody, people need that motherfucking that build up and around Pop's community.
Let's talk about that. I want to get back to Keys because he got some shit going on that we got to talk about. The first 15 minutes has to be about him. So Keys, you got a podcast. What's your podcast specifically about?
Absolutely. Locked In with Keys, man. So just like I said, man, no spaces on YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff like that. So really right now, more than a podcast, it's developing into a TV show. So I had a few young men come to me and said that, we want to invest in you. In whatever capacity it is, and you start working toward creating something, creating a format, creating a space to allow not just yourself to be heard, because you have a lot of wisdom to impart, but also highlighting just different individuals that also have stories to tell, deeper than just their music or their talent, but what made them them. You know how to delve deep into the soul of some individuals, and that's what we're looking for. And I said, okay, fine, let's do that. And so Locked In with Keys was developed.
And I like it. I like the intro. I like the setup. I checked it out, man. And like I said, man, this is definitely cross networking. Because listen, at one point in time, I thought that other podcasts in Omaha, like, I just thought they was all watered down, right, bro? But I realized that everybody got a message. Absolutely. And everybody got a lane. So from here on out, what me and Ron doing, like I tell you, anybody got a podcast, holler at us. We'll give you as much game as we can. We'll shoot. We'll cross network. We'll do all these things because, like I said, your show is dope, and your character is hilarious, man, bro. Funny as fuck, and keep being charismatic, and you know, like I said, I realize like we're not the same. We're not in the same lane.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like
everybody.
And a lot of gas station and all these other podcasts out there. We just want to bring light to the cats that like maybe we can bring our fan base to you. You can bring your fan base to us. But I think what you're doing, I seen your interview with old boy, the last interview you did.
Johnny Bliss.
And it was dope. And make sure y'all check him out on YouTube. What's the podcast one more time?
Locked In with Keys. LOCKEDWITHKEYS. No spaces. Locked In with Keys.
Tap in.
Y'all ready for this? It's time for the topics. Y'all ready to become part of the Smartest Dumb People cast, man? This is what we do. All right, first topic of the day. Young man comes out, Keys. Me and Keys was already talking about it before the show starts, so I know we about to go back and forth on this. Young man came out and said that he don't understand why people hustling so hard. Like, fuck, you hustling too much, bro. Work on just living your life. This is the actual video. We'll be right back with you.
It ain't that much hustling in the world. And I know that this might be hard for some of y'all to believe, but y'all know that some people don't wake up and the first thing on their mind is money. Everybody don't think about a dollar consistently. Everybody don't think about money 24/7. So I got to be Al Capone. I got to start a drug racket just to pay my rent. I got to be Frank Lucas. I got to fly to Vietnam and bring me some dope back just so I can pay my bills and get my car insurance paid. I got to hustle 24/7. I got to have 10 streams of income. I got to learn how to flip houses. I got to learn how to sell on Amazon. I got to go to door to door and sell vacuum cleaners. I can't just have my job and go home, enjoy my money, enjoy my time with my kids. Bruh, and then not only that, everybody just ain't no hustler, bruh. People don't think about how they gonna slide and connive and sell and get over on people just to line their pockets, bruh. Ain't nobody own that.
All right, so that's the actual clip, man. And basically, with this guy, he came out and said this. I said this is a dope topic for me and Ron and the guests to have because, like, I try to explain this to people. I struggle with what this man said so bad, bro, at one point in time because I always thought that working a 9 to 5 and selling drugs, I would have $1 million, right? And then what happened was I got robbed. I lost my job. I didn't have anything. And then I realized that whole time I was just a machine. I was just a machine, getting up, going to work, getting up, selling bags, getting up, hustling, getting up, and nothing was accumulated, bro. My car was repossessed. My car was stolen. And at some point in time in your life, bro, you just got to wake up and be happy to be alive. Yes, you got to go get some money, but you shouldn't get enough. You shouldn't strive to get so much money you can't focus on your actual life that you're living. That's what he was trying to say. What's your opinion, Keys?
Depends on how much life you want to live. And it depends on how you want to live that life. First, you got to come into, for me, it was coming to grips with being at peace with myself, first and foremost. Secondly, then it was, yeah, I need money. I need to work a 9 to 5. For me, it's finding security. I need to find security in everything that I do. And then knowing the gifts and the talents that I have, I then can create, and also I can create an income based on the gifts and the talents. There are no excuses for me when it comes to what I can do. The ability that God has blessed me with has allowed me to form multiple streams of income. You should always form that. To me, in my personal opinion, you should always form that. You should always have some, especially if you have children, you need to form some type of security, some type of safety net, some type of something that just in case that you run into some type of misfortune, that they are secure in themselves, especially if they're younger than 18.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah,
especially if they're younger than 18. And if you're still thinking on, well, I'm just going to hustle forever and that's it, what it is. No, bro. By the time you put on any money for hustling, why haven't you invested into insurance and different things of that nature?
So what about when you, like, the point of the video to me, bro, was he was saying, like, you still got to wake up and live with yourself. And we're not doing that because we're so stuck on this path for money. Like, the path for money is what's blinding a lot of people. Dog, do you understand? You can go outside, God forbid, you can walk outside, trip over a fucking stair and break your neck. And all of this hustling you doing and all of this gambling and all of this going to work 80 hours a week, that's not living your life.
It ain't living. That's not life. But I think I'm bouncing off on both sides.
Okay.
I'm saying this guy, he's on that working. I don't think he tapped into no gift that God gave.
Well, working is hustling. No.
I'm saying I don't think he.
It almost looks like that's all he's doing.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it real.
He's just working. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But I'm saying I don't think he tapped into nothing else.
So my
I think he's just going to work. I don't.
He's stuck in the cycle, and now he's complaining about being stuck in the cycle.
No, he's trying to get out of the cycle.
Created for himself.
He's trying to get out of the cycle.
Okay, so it sounds like he's actually dealing with something else. What I know we said earlier, I think maybe his paycheck got shorted, and then now he's just complaining about, man, the system is messed up, and you got to work this hard, or child support or whatever.
Do money control you?
It doesn't control me. No.
Okay. All right, because they say money is the root of all evil.
Money
Right?
controls a whole lot of shit.
Money controls a whole lot of shit.
Incorrect. We got to correct ourselves. Money is not the root of all. The love of money. Once you get into that point, actually the word says the love of money is the root of all evil. And so once you get to that point, you figure out, okay, take away your emotional ties to the money.
Yeah.
Understand what it is. It is a conduit. That is it. Right. It is a conduit.
Let me get this comment. Rodrigo said, when you got mouths to feed, makes you move different, but has to be in an end game. So again, I'm just trying to express to people, like, stop thinking you're gonna have $100,000 in the bank working at Walmart. Like, stop. Stop.
Selling QPs.
The best thing you can do is start a 401k. This is the way to really make some real money. You're gonna go to work every day. You're gonna work your 9 to 5. Start a 401k. If you have something that you have a passion for, shout out to Keys, Locked In with Keys, shout out to the Smartest Dumb People. If you have a passion for something, open a bank account, a business bank account. Then you start there, you build your credit up. There's ways to make money that you haven't even seen yet that you didn't have to work for. It's called credit. It's called still being able to live your life, because all credit is to me is a loan, and I'm still able to live my life. So I'm worth $5,000.
Yeah.
And I can still live my life. I ain't got to go to work extra. I know I got to pay this back, whatever the case. But so I'm just saying, like, we can't work ourselves, because a lot of people do it, work themselves to death. My dad, I can tell you my daddy right now. My dad goes to work from 5:30 in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He puts on his pajamas, he watches show, and he go to bed. I tell my dad every day, that is not living, sir. My dad still watch MASH and fucking Hogan's Hero. There's only 20 episodes of Hogan's Hero.
So hold on. So how do you come in and then dictate what is his level of happiness or his level? Now, if he's expressed that to you, different.
Well, he's a worker. So what happens is, when you're a worker, you get lost in working and having a routine. It creates. And when you have a routine, bro, you're not living life. Okay?
Why is it lost though? And why is that not living life? What makes it that we get to dictate how somebody's living their life? You just said he's a worker, right?
Yeah,
so if somebody is because everybody has a purpose in life, all right? So if your divine purpose, whatever it is, maybe his divine purpose is to be a worker.
But what about, all right, so what about, I ain't gonna take no shots at my dad on camera, camera. But what about like living your life by going to hang out with your grandkids and hang out with your kids and doing other things outside of work? That's what I said. You're not living your life, bro. I know workers. I know the ultimate worker. You hear me?
But
I'm talking about a man that goes up, he gets up in the morning, he lifts weights, he goes to work. This is not a shot at my father. I'm saying he's not living his life though. Living his life is enjoying your kids. Listen, dog, I don't care about money. Me and my daughter sit on the couch and watch fucking Freddy Krueger and eat some Buffalo Wild Wings. That's living life.
But how do you do that without money?
Working 9 to 5.
Okay then.
You gotta work.
So that's what I'm saying. So there has to be a level. So really, it's all about balance. Let's get back. Let's
Balance,
get really,
balance,
really
that's
short.
all about
So we
balance.
really have to find balance. There is no because you can do one extreme or the other. You can work too much or you can work not enough. So there has to be a balance in your life, and that's in all aspects. Whether you talk about spiritually, physically, emotionally, or even socially, there has to be a balance. So even for you weirdos that like to just sit in the house all day, you got to get out.
Yeah, I was just saying like with my pops. I was just saying with my pops, I always try to express to him like, Dad, you're not living your life, Dad. Like, I don't care if you have $1 million in the bank when you retire. I'm telling you, you ain't like. By the time you get that $1 million, your body gonna be so beat up, battered, you ain't gonna be able to work. So what's the fucking point? I'm trying to explain to people. I worked a job. Anybody who watches Smartest Dumb People know I said this shit 100 times. I worked a job. I was making the most money I've ever made, and I thought I was living my dream. Then one day I woke up and that shit was all taken away from me. And I'm telling you, it gave me a sense of humbleness to realize I don't have to make $3,000, $2,000 every 2 weeks to live. I don't have to work 80 hours a week to live. That's where I'm at, bro, in life. And I was saying to all people, like, live your life, man. Enjoy your kids, man. Enjoy your time with your mother. Enjoy your time with your sister.
Cover your own ass, and make sure your kids is happy. And I think that's life.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see what.
Hey, wife, kids, house.
Make sure everything's taken care of.
If you can do that, I think you'll be happy. But I don't know what extreme you have to do to do that. That's what I think he was crying
shout
about.
Shout out to Rodrigo. He said, if you're doing something you love, doing it's going to become routine. And shout out to Brand. She said, and if you have been hustling, to put back. All I'm saying is, bro, I just want to like live my life, and I understood what the dude message was behind that video. We gotta get to other videos because we got more videos to watch. All right, second topic of the day. Shout out to Brandy, shout out to Rodrigo, our loyal fans, man. I love them, man. That's
shout out.
Let's see here. Let's get to it. Next topic. Young Thug got indicted on racketeering. RICO charge, man. This is the actual video of that. Let me find the video of that. I can't wait to talk to them young kids, though. But this is young clip of Young Thug being arrested outside his home. Him and Young Gunna, and I think they said 28 people was caught up on racketeering and the RICO charge. Here go the actual video. We'll be right back with you.
This video shows rapper Young Thug getting arrested in Buckhead tonight. The indictment lists the rapper as one of 28 people facing a laundry list of new charges. Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie was there as investigators raided his home.
Millions may know him for music and the videos that go with it, but this is our video of a man identified as Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug. Both names are among more than 24 defendants charged in a sprawling Fulton County indictment. He's charged with conspiracy to violate the Racketeer, Influenced, and Corrupt Organizations Act and participation in criminal street gang activity. His attorney, Brian Steele.
I'll tell you the response to any allegation is Mr. Williams committed no crime whatsoever, and we will fight to my last drop of blood to clear him.
There appeared to be a massive presence on Allison Drive in Buckhead by Atlanta police and perhaps others. The Fulton County District Attorney's Office confirms that's where Young Thug resides. The indictment says, quote, the objectives of the conspiracy included but were not limited to preserving, protecting, and enhancing the reputation, power, and territory of the enterprise through acts of racketeering activity, including murder, assault, and threats of violence. It describes a criminal street gang called YSL starting in late 2012 in the Cleveland Avenue area of Atlanta. Quote, YSL claims affiliation with the National Bloods gang. Young Thug is one of 3 alleged to be YSL founders. Last week, Fulton County DA Fonnie Willis told us,
we expect that in coming days, weeks, and months that we will bring RICO indictments against gang members, even top-level gang members, to make sure that we rid them from our society.
All All right, so that's the actual clip of Young Thug being arrested, man. And I want to say this. We just had a conversation on our last show, and this is the same motherfucker that told us that broke people told the world, broke people shouldn't have kids. His daughter was on social media threatening another little girl, said, now when your whole family come up dead, I want 12-year-old daughter. Your whole family come up dead.
She know what's going on.
Obviously, they need to take that clip. They need to be in the courtroom too.
Oh, I bet it is.
Because this motherfucker's ignorant. This is the definition of ignorance. Listen, man, once you
don't
make it
play
up
with none of us. That's what the daughter's saying.
Well, I'm just saying this.
That's
man.
what the daughter.
At what point do you not need to go back? You know what I'm saying? Like,
how do your daughter know that you is on that time?
Come on, man. Come on, man. This is what it is right now.
They tried to kill.
We're in the glorification of this lifestyle right now. This is the era that we're in. This is the pinnacle of this lifestyle. Let's just keep it real. This is one of the pinnacles of this lifestyle. Is to get caught up. Is to get sent to prison. So there is no surprise.
That's opposite.
You know, these niggas talk about it. If you talk about all you do,
like and share, motherfuckers.
If all you do is you talking about shooting and you talking about killing and you talking about drugging on a consistent basis and you're living the life.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. You get whatever deserves come to you. That is the pinnacle of this lifestyle is either after you get the money, it's dead or in jail. We know that.
But he laughed at Wallow when Wallow was trying to see, man. This thing about $1 million. Shout out to $1 million game worth of game. Wallow was trying to explain to him and his homeboys, like, man, there's more for you, man. And then you should have seen the way Young Thug was drinking his water, like this old lame ass nigga.
Absolutely.
Like, and now he's about to be what Wallow was for 20 years plus.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize, like, Bootsy, let's be honest, Bootsy beat those same type of charges. But come on, we all know that nigga killed 20, 30 motherfuckers.
Come on, man.
But once you, Bootsy, I hope he ain't doing no weird shit like that now. Once you out, you should be out. That's what I was trying to explain to you, like with the drug game. Once I made it out with my life, because they should have killed me. I was robbed. They could have killed me. And once I made it out with no indictments or no weird shit like that, I realized that shit wasn't for me. Because I couldn't have did no jail time. Yeah. I'm not going to be that nigga to say I'm not going to jail. But I'm telling you what, we better not do nothing illegal together. Because
he ain't going to jail.
I'm not going to jail. Woo. I'm not going to jail, bro. I went to jail for 3 days. Niggas in there complaining I was snoring too loud. I knew jail wasn't for me when I went to jail for some weird shit.
Bro, you gotta do. Hey, you know what you signed up for, my nigga. You know what you signed up for. You know what you doing.
I'm saying that.
That was a weird statement.
What's weird?
I mean, you saying you going to jail?
No, that was a joke, Ron. If you come on, man. I am a comedian, man. I can't tell a joke here or there. I'm just telling you, I ain't going to jail. Because you know why I ain't going to jail? Because I'm not doing nothing illegal.
Okay, there it is. Okay, all right.
The most thing illegal I do is might take a sip of something and get in my car. Seriously,
but that's a real statement. Smoke, but when you know what you're getting into when you get into this lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So when we're talking about Young Thug getting hit with the RICO, we're talking about Young Gunna getting hit with this RICO. They're getting indicted off of their lyrics. Let's get that first and foremost. So they're getting indicted off of a lot of what they've already said.
Because originally they tried to kill YMF Lucci. Multiple times. They tried to kill him on the street. Then he went to jail. He got stabbed, and he was trying to explain to the judge that he can't be in jail because niggas got a hit out on him. And I don't know what happened with that situation.
Now look. I just heard that the whole reason that any of this happened was because YFN Lucci actually authorized the hit on Young Thug baby mama. Now you know she just got popped.
Yeah, at the bowling alley.
Yeah, and so my understanding is, and I don't know if it's totally true or not, but this is what the connection is why they're saying this is all connected. So to see where this is headed and the development from it, I think speaks even more to where the industry is. Where is the music industry headed? Especially on the heels of the whole Kendrick.
So I'm glad you said that, bro, because I was about to bring up Kendrick.
Tap in, but hold on, let me tap into this. If you is on the top of the totem pole, how the fuck do your name even come up? You got one
because you at the top of the totem pole.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
That's it, right?
But you shouldn't be.
We know what shouldn't. We know what shoulda, woulda, coulda. We've seen all the shoulda, woulda, coulda. When it comes to either whether it's local people or whether it's movies we've seen all the shoulda, woulda, coulda, and every nigga thinks he can do it better than the last.
And that's what Kendrick. I'm glad me and Keys was talking about Kendrick Lamar's video and his song, and he was talking about. I want you to say what you said about Kendrick music, so before I get into what I'm about to say, go ahead and break down what you said about Kendrick music.
Well,
it's not a bop.
Here's the thing, though. Kendrick music, because it's an art form, it isn't something that you're going to listen to every day, all day, on a consistent basis.
All right.
It's not the album. It's not something that you're bumping going to the club. It's not something you're bumping in the club. It's not something you're bumping every day, all day.
But we just sat and watched multiple millionaires, Gunna, Thug. I'm sure they had people around them that were millionaires that were feeding their families off of toxicity and violence, chaos, all of these things. Then we turn around and hear a beautiful artist, shout out to Kendrick. Man, listen, he's a god to me right now.
And nobody wants to hear that.
But
no, everybody wants to hear Kendrick, but nobody wants to hear that.
Listen,
nobody wants to hear the message.
His message is so powerful.
Absolutely. It's super dope.
And like I try to explain to Rick Loft on the post today, I try to explain to him, I said, listen, man, Kendrick Lamar is like, when you listen to his album, it's like listening to an audiobook. It's like listening to the autobiography of Malcolm X or something like that. Because he's putting you in a state of mind of like what it's like to be black and what can we do to change the culture. The song is called The Culture. He talking about niggas getting murdered. As he's rapping this, two of the biggest rappers in society right now just went to jail for racketeering, attempted murder charges. Listen, we got to break the cycle.
So
bro.
are we done with the glorification of the lifestyle?
No,
I am.
Okay, you are. But are we done? As a people, are we done with the glorification of the lifestyle? We'll never be. And that's my point when it comes to bringing up what Kendrick does in his beautiful art form. It is wonderfully placed and put together. However, as a whole, nobody really cares. We care.
No, man.
We care. We care. It dropped. We care. But prior to this, nobody's cared.
But the thing
it's all been Chicago drill. It's all been UK drill. It's all been shoot 'em up, bang bang. I don't give a shit. Let's get ratchet. Let's do all that shit. That's what the game has been all the whole time. All of a sudden, Kendrick comes and everybody's a saint. Kendrick shows up and everybody's an angel and shit. Everybody wants to be an art form and all the woke and shit.
No, Kendrick.
Everybody woke.
No, Kendrick's supposed to help. Kendrick's supposed to help the culture. Not nobody.
You're absolutely right here, and that's exactly what he's doing. But what's pissing me off is the people that now are like, yeah, nigga, sit your young thinking you woke ass down somewhere. Kendrick been spitting this type of shit. You feel me? There have been artists that have been trying to spit this type of shit, that have been trying to wake up society, that have been trying to do all this type of shit, and we don't give any of them credit for it.
I mean,
Kendrick comes along and we jump on his dick again. He ain't been around and he left everybody high and dry. Don't give a shit about what you think. Came back and dropped the video and changed the world.
That's what you
feel me? That's all I'm talking about.
No, listen. First off, he's a genius, and geniuses move at their own pace.
Totally agree.
Beyonce, a la Jay-Z, a la Kanye West. These geniuses in the art form of music, they drop when they supposed to drop. He picked the perfect time with that song, and he's talking about the culture. Like I said again, his song is exactly what Young Thug and Young
So is it a coincidence then? I'm just saying. I think it was about coincidence and conspiracies. It is that what he's talking about in essence.
He got enough money. He got enough money to build up and build a story up as it was displayed.
Yeah.
A lot of motherfuckers don't have the time, and they coming out the mud, and that's what they gonna talk their story.
Like and share, motherfuckers.
Everybody fucking new gonna tell their story as they come up, even if it is in the trap. They can't talk about a lifestyle they ain't seen. They can speak lies.
What I'm saying is, whether people believe it or not, if we just take a second to embrace Kendrick, he might help us.
And I hope and pray that our people, actually decide that they want to move into that era of hip hop again.
We got to bring it back though, bro. That's like do you understand that
nobody bring it back? It didn't start there. It started at the bottom with NWA.
Before that. It started before that.
Yeah.
And I would love.
What was our last concert?
Y'all talking about hit?
What was our last?
Hit me.
So what was our last?
That's where y'all wanted to go back to?
What was our
It ain't going back there. So don't even think about it.
You right.
All right, so
get the fuck out.
You right, Joe. Facts. It ain't going back there.
So what was our last conscious rapper before J. Cole and Kendrick? Who was our last conscious rapper? Common? Talib Kweli?
Talib Kweli, yeah.
Ye was. He was conscious in the form of fashion and
it started dipping after that, man. Nobody wanted to. So I'll say it like this. Okay, so I've actually analyzed this whole theory, and I've understood that in 2011, when I got locked in 2011, is when ASAP Rocky came out. I believe it was ASAP, and that was the turning point for how people understood rap to be. It was all of a sudden, now it's the drill shit, now it's the shoot 'em up baby, now it's that culture, that sort of BMF culture that we got to experience with Jeezy. That was our era. Everybody was a drug dealer back then. It was like, yeah, we all, high school, we coming up, high school, just after high school.
Well, we listen Master P.
All of that, bro.
All right,
all
so
of that.
Is it only right that we segue this until there was some teens that came out? The first video on World Star was the teens came out and they was robbed for their waters. They was robbed for some waters, and the dude was talking about, "I'll kill you, cuz. I'll kill you." And I felt bad for these kids at first. I had two videos. I mushed them together because come to find out, and originally we was gonna talk about that video of how fucked up our culture is and how crazy we are. And then it turned around and they posted another video, and these kids stood outside this dude's house with guns and singing songs and was waiting for him, talking about waiting on the ops. And they didn't show up. Then they caught the little niggas lacking. They was selling water. Thank God nobody was hurt, and thank God they spared them their life. We're going to show the clip. We're going to have this conversation about the toxic culture that comes with shit that ain't Kendrick Lamar and Young Thug. These are the type of kids listening to Young Thug and listening to Young Gunner and think this shit is cool, and then in reality, they're really puppy dogs. So let's watch this clip. And the first clip is the kids that was outside the dude's house. Then the second clip is the dude catching them slipping, selling water. And look how these kids didn't look like little kids. In the first video, they looked like grown men. They looked like they was killers. And in the second video, they looked like little kids, scared little boys. Let's watch the clip. This is part of the
back in the back of the block. That blocking his face shot game. See what you like at the sky. It's right in that face. Nothing show me the lie. I just turn the blind. It's right in space. Nothing show me the lie. Thinking that they little wild. I'm in the game, baby. I'm up in the guys.
Man, you 4 black niggas some hoes.
All of it, nigga. All of it, nigga. Crip, hurry up, nigga.
Yo, nigga, you a hoe, nigga.
Sound like that.
Nigga, you a pussy ass nigga. Yo, nigga. And this murder game tapping in, nigga. And tell twins and I said, fuck you.
Sound like that.
Bitch ass nigga.
Hey, lift your jacket up real quick.
You can lift your shit up if I switch cheeses right now.
Hey, lift your jacket up.
Nigga.
Hey, lift your jacket up, nigga.
Yo, lift that shit up, bitch ass nigga. Y'all niggas some broke ass.
Sound like that.
I'ma kill you next time I see you.
Let me catch you no more. All that bumping on the ass. Hey, come here. Come here. Give me them cigarettes. In the water. In the water. In the water. Give me the water.
Y'all niggas some hoes, nigga.
All right, so that's the actual clip, man, of these young men. They were selling water bottles originally. The first original video that came out, they were selling water bottles, and motherfuckers was acting like, damn, they said they really ran up on them little kids like that. And then they show, oh, we forgot to show y'all this clip. And it was them outside the man's house with guns, singing songs and like pointing at the camera, and they was Instagram Live. Let's be honest, man. This is what they listening to: Young Thug, Young Gunner, NBA YoungBoy, you know, and this is our culture, bro. Like, we just watch millionaires go to jail for murder and racketeering. Now we watching our kids, our babies. That's why I said we need Kendricks. We need more Kendricks. We need to support the music. We need to push the envelope of the music. But the problem is, them white people behind the desk. Let's be honest, them A&Rs, them motherfucking.
And that's what I'm saying. But look, here's the thing: people are they're only going to sell what they know can sell. The people are only going to push. We're talking about the people behind the desk. They're only going to sell. They're only going to push what they know is going to sell. But they only can sell what people are going to consume. So it has to be, the mentality has to change of the consumer.
Yeah,
the consumer has to say
100%.
first, I'm not going to allow this nigga from wherever that blatantly says he killed somebody to get 21 million streams and views, thus continuing to fuel the monster. Until people say, I'm gonna listen to something different. I'm listening to something different today. My
I find
mentality is
myself
different.
all the time, bro. Listen, I find myself in a space to where when I like, don't get me wrong, I'll get in that money man situation, I'll get in that future situation when I'm out hustling, talking about gambling, just going to casino, things like that. You can definitely put yourself in a frame of mind. But I also have that mentality where it's rotting in my brain. I listen to too many Money Man songs that sound the same, and he said he killed 10 niggas today. I can't listen to this. So I put on some Rap City, I put on some Kendrick, I put on some Cole, because it's really about balance when it comes to music too.
Absolutely. Yeah. But see, I think a lot of us refuse to expand our minds to listen to even the alternatives. I speak on that to say that I just heard a dude the other day. I got a young lady that wants me to make a beat for her son. And she let me hear this dude. It was a gospel rapper, a Christian rapper. And he's from Detroit, and he sounded every bit like every BFB, Pac-Man, all of them. He sounded just like all of them, but talking gospel. And he still said some of the same things that I'm used to hearing about Blix and all that type of stuff like that. But he changed the dynamic in which he was using it,
which is a good thing.
Which is a good thing. But it still kind of gave you that gave you that hype feeling. It still gave you
punch a nigga in the face.
It's actually. But the message, all in all, was just like, hey, I'm overcoming or I'm doing better, whatever the case may be. But again, until we decide to, again, change the generation.
Our generation.
We older, we set in our ways, we old folk now.
Shout out to Brandy and Rodrigo.
These new kids ain't going to
Brandy said, it is us, we have to change. Until then, this is it. And then Rodrigo said, you put in you is going to come out. What you put in you is going to come out. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so with me, I tell my kids, I tell my son, I said, why the fuck you listen to G Herbo, dog? You don't live that life. But I also listen. This is what I do love about my son. He do bump code. He do bump code because he knows that I'm like, son, you gotta put some substance in your brain. Like, you can't just listen to killing. Because like that's what you'll start to believe, and that's not. These niggas is not. G Herbo is the softest nigga you will ever meet. He was getting beat up by a woman. Jeez. Listen, all I'm saying to you is you can't listen to that music all day long, 24/7.
The thing is, my angle is, I think it's still, regardless of what angle you trying to swerve out of, they still gonna push it in your face.
But it's like Brandy said, it's us. We gotta change, which means,
but it doesn't
like
matter.
you said, the streaming with Kendrick Lamar from listening to drill music, listening to Future's album shouldn't have did no numbers compared to Kendrick, and that's where the change starts.
We'll see in the next month or so. Yeah. We'll see. We won't see how the industry really receives hip hop again until this case comes to a head. To me, right at this point, it's the combination of Kendrick dropping at almost the simultaneous time as now this shit is happening. So now you have two polar opposite sides of hip hop.
No, it ain't came out yet. That was definitely just a single.
We're looking at two polar opposite sides of hip hop, and now it's pulling. Which way do we want to go? Because I mean, are we going to go back to the dare I say, like the Queen Latifahs and and all that type of? I remember when that was the era. That was, bro. Let's just keep it real. Like everything incorporated some type of positive message.
All of it. Hold on. But you would still grow up in the hood, and then you start relating to the shit that was put out in that music.
But now here's the thing: the stuff that was in the hood wasn't mainstream.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Exactly.
Look, I didn't grow up in the hood, so look, when I went to the hood and I heard songs from guys that were in Cali like Killer Tay and Looney Corleone, these were to me the underground guys that the guys in the hood were listening to.
But that was what was going on though.
Back then though, it wasn't as big. For the guys that didn't grow up in the hood, that wasn't that big.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden it was like, oh, okay. Looking at now, what the hood, whatever you want to classify as what's going on in the hood, has now become mainstream. And so it is the glorification of all of the whole lifestyle, of the shooting, of the drugging, of the selling, of the porn, whatever you want to call it.
See, now people got more access to put their fucking music and their story out there. And they are doing it as younger motherfuckers too.
I still remember when everybody bought 50 Cent's album because he got shot.
I don't think the people bought it because he got shot.
It was oh, he's real for real.
I don't think people bought it because he got shot.
The infamy of it.
Shit. America listened to 50 Cent.
It was the infamy of it.
His hood.
Well, most of America, maybe.
Just like we know how Tupac wasn't it like some white executive's daughter it was like, hey, listen to this. And that was what got people listening to the whole Digital Underground and Tupac era was. So we gotta understand, like, there's a certain group of people that can listen to this type of music and let it get all in their head and get right out the car and go to whatever they do, just normal, as if that shit never affected them. While people that are consistently living that on an everyday basis, like you said, that maybe don't have a way out or haven't found the way out yet, that are in that cycle continuously and get stuck in there.
I think we touched on this enough. We got about 6 more minutes. I want to hit this topic, this one last topic, man. Drake. So a cat came out and said some weird shit to Drake. Drake made a post, and then the cat said that Drake's son was in the room playing with ghostwriters. Drake then went to this nigga's profile. This is my fear. I ain't gonna lie. This is a fear of mine. Because listen, if Drake would have messaged my wife, she would have been out the motherfucking door. Listen to me. So he goes to the dude Instagram and follows his wife, and then adds her to Instagram, and then message her. I'm here for you if you need me or some shit.
It's absolutely great. I don't know if Drake did this to help the man.
No. He just to talk shit. No, Drake wanted to fuck his wife. That's what you're supposed to do.
Cool, but to even be mentioned,
she fell for the okey doke.
I got a clip. I want to show y'all the clip. We can talk about.
Yeah.
So y'all got to see her reaction. She speaks to. I ain't gonna say the name because they always try to copyright us. She speaks to this interviewer, and they speak, and she like, I love my husband. And then at the interview, catch this at the end of the interview. At the end of the interview, she said, we would like to meet you though. We would like to meet you though. I said, this bitch here. Let's watch the clip. We'll be right back.
Play with ghostwriters. What was behind that?
Well, for one, everyone knows or kind of thinks that Drake has ghostwriters. I'm a fan of Meek Mill, so when Meek said it, I truly believed it. But for one, I honestly didn't think that comment would go anywhere. Once it did, it was just like, oh crap! Like, what did I do? So here we are now, though.
Do you think it was a little too far bringing in Drake's kid, or nah? I mean, it's just trash talk.
No, I think it was too far for him to bring in my wife. It could have just been trash talk between two people, but like, I mean, he kind of crossed the line, but it's all love, man.
He said, I mean, I just followed your girl because she's probably miserable and needs some excitement in her life. Is that true?
No, I have so much fun in my life ever since I married this man, and no.
That's right.
Any last message for Drake?
I'm actually one of Drake's biggest fans. That's the crazy thing. Like, I thought Certified Lover Boy was one of the top albums that has come out in the last 10 years. And this is so hilarious to see.
So let's
But shout out to Drake, man.
Let's meet,
Thank
right?
you.
Play with ghostwriters. What was behind that?
Well, for one, everyone knows. Or
Let's speak. All right, so that's the actual clip of the young lady and her husband. Listen, first off, bro, you wrong as fuck for giving him any type of props after this man. Matter of fact, fuck, I would love to see Drake in the streets. I'm gonna whoop his ass. Drake, let's have a celebrity boxing match. I'm not even a celebrity, but I'll beat your ass. Drake, don't mess with me. Don't you dare. This ain't got nothing to do with me and you. This is me talking about that guy, not you, Drake. We good. Now listen, I would be I don't even know what to say, because I know for a fact you would be a fool. If Beyonce messaged me, I'm fucking. I think
you're gonna fall for the bait.
If Beyonce messaged me, I'm fucking. She probably gonna take me shopping. She gonna buy me a paddock. Babe, we go. Babe, just sit right here. I'll be back in a couple days. If Beyonce messaged me, I'm fucking.
I think we all know what's going on here in the clip. Okay. I think we all know what's going on. The man wants to be cockled. Okay, cuckold, however you want to call it.
Cuckold.
He wants to be the cuckold. Okay, look, if you don't know what it is, go and look it up. Look it up after the show. But understand what this man, I think, really wants it to happen. He sort of, I love it, we love it, because everything is a we thing. Everything is we, you know what I mean, with him. And then for her to be so ecstatic at the end, and it wasn't just the ecstatic, but look at the body language. Look how she leaned into him during the process of, bro, it's a whole thing going on. Like they about to do some more nasty shit. I bet you he got him down at the Kentucky Derby dropping horse donkey dick on them both. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, like, I ain't gonna lie, that's always been a fear of mine. I'm like, as much shit as I talk about LeBron, what if he messes my woman? You know what I mean? Like, what if this nigga went to my page and was like, let me fly out this nigga bitch real quick. Let me fly out this nigga bitch.
Then you gotta say to yourself, how much faith do you have in your bitch?
Yeah, for sure. But like I said, if Beyonce call,
but that just speaks to how. But see, that just speaks to how the average nigga, the niggas is. Come on, man.
Man, if Beyonce call,
taking advantage of that.
You gotta take advantage of that. And I'm probably gonna tell her to go to Drake. Drake probably buy you a paddock, take you shopping. Right, Drake probably gonna buy you a paddock that's gonna be worth $60K. Do you understand? We can sell that, get a house, man. Hey, like you said, a decent proposal.
Decent proposal. That's what I believe.
You gotta go. I'm sorry, you gotta fuck. This nigga might fuck around and give you a real bag. You gotta go fuck this nigga. I'm sorry. That ain't just the average nigga. That ain't no nigga working at Walmart.
You might as well start going to pimping and shit. My bottom bitch fuck with Jay Drake. Yeah. Now you might as well get a stable then.
I probably will, man. I probably will.
My bottom bitch fuck with Drake. Bitch, what you got? Now you gotta go around talking that talk.
Hey, look. Hey, guys.
Hey, handle your business, my boy.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends and Caucasians. Look, this is the smartest dumb people. Keys, give your panhandles, man. Let them know what you got going on.
All day, every day, it's your boy Jay Keys, man. Hey, shout out to everybody that shows me love, man. Shout out to my guy, Flame Classic, Mr. Fantastic. Triune Beats, man. TriuneBeats, man. Look us up on BeatStars, triunebeats.beatstars.com. Check out Locked In with Keys, man. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Check out your boy Jay Keys on JayKeys. Check out The Real Jay Keys on Instagram, man. We got it all covered in all the bases, man. So just go in and tap in every area that we got going on. That's what we do, baby. It's your boy Jay Keys.
Lock in. Listen, this is the smartest dumb people. Like and share, motherfuckers. Quando Rondo, Anthony that dude Johnson, Jay Keys in the building, man.
Yeah.
Y'all have a great night. Salute.
Buddha.
Everywhere I got messages saying, I don't know what's up with the show. 1, 2, where you still got Keys right essays. 472. Shout out to Chris and K Crew.
Came back there. And you go, okay. And she said,
okay, he good. It's not money based. They don't need cash in their hands.
Right. So now the focus regardless of the fact. You don't know.